Welcome back to another We Ourselves video. And today I want to talk about our favorite upcoming movie, Captain America: Brave New World, and how all the production problems and delays, including the current round of reshoots that are happening just 2 months away from release, have pushed this movie back to the point to where it's now a victim of the political change in this country. Brave New World, from its very beginning, has had a troubled production. It had multiple reshoots. Even Anthony Mackie talked about not having a full script when they were shooting the movie. And just this past, I think, March, when they brought in Giancarlo Esposito, they did another round of reshoots, and yet they're doing more. And when you look at the fact that the budget has ballooned, as reported, to possibly $375 million or more, you have to ask yourself a question: if this movie is doomed? And my answer to this question is yes, I do feel this movie is doomed. Because of all the vast delays caused by changes in the script, for example, which were rumored to be related to political concerns in the film's messaging, I feel the delays have resulted in this movie becoming a victim of bad timing. Why? Because we're entering a different political environment in America. And it's my full belief that if Kamala Harris had been elected, we would have been in an historic moment, just like we were when Barack Obama was elected for the first time for president, the first Black American president. We would have had the first female president and a Black woman, no less, and the country would have been in a different mode, particularly for those who supported the winning side. There would have been a general feeling of hope and possibility in our future. The same hope and possibility we felt when Barack Obama was inaugurated as the first Black president. And this movie, Captain America: Brave New World, coming out just weeks after that historic inauguration of the first female president, it would have been swept up in the general euphoria of that historic moment. And so Anthony Mackie, replacing Chris Evans as the quintessential Captain America for the MCU, this Black man replacing this white character, would have been helped. But we live in a very different world. We know the result of the election, and we're already seeing corporations take preemptive measures to get rid of DEI programs, to lower any kind of activist profile so that they don't come on the radar of the incoming administration. And Disney, which has been the poster child, supposedly, for DEI, they have to be looking at this development. And so what I'm saying, in the current political climate and with corporations being nervous not to do anything to antagonize an incoming administration, I think having this movie come out less than a couple of weeks after Donald Trump's inauguration in late January is going to fall like a stone. As I've already mentioned, this movie already has a ton load of problems. It's been done over and over. It's been changed. There's been like 4 or 5 different movies shot, and yet they're still doing more reshoots and it's ballooning the budget, which means that this thing has to make $1 billion to even break even. Not to mention that Anthony Mackie himself, as I've said in multiple videos, is a walking shell, okay? What Marvel has done to this man by not giving him the same character development that they gave to Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, that they gave to Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and what they gave to the last Captain America, Chris Evans, Anthony Mackie has never had that kind of character development. So I know people say that he doesn't have the acting chops to be a leading man, but the MCU has never given him the chance. All of these things have already hampered this production, and yet we're going into a potential hostile political environment where people feel emboldened to actively dismantle DEI, wokeness, inclusion, any kind of thing like that. And I think people who oppose it for any number of reasons are also going to be more emboldened to come out and not see this movie. And so for me, because of all the delays and the reshoots, the MCU pushed this movie back and back and back until it's coming out at the worst time for this kind of movie. Because let's face it, Anthony Mackie replaced Chris Evans. It's almost like the poster example of what the incoming administration would label DEI. And Disney has to be considering that. They have to be looking at their upcoming slates of movies and hoping that they have a lot more heterosexual white male with heterosexual females at their side coming out as lead characters. They're not going to dip more into diversity and equity. They're going to do like all the other corporations, in my opinion. I think they are going to delay this movie until later in 2025 or push it to 2026 or eventually shelve it and take the tax write-down. And by the way, Shang-Chi had delayed production just like Blade. Even though the actor and the character is going to be in the upcoming Avengers Doom War, his sequel to his movie, which did pretty well and I actually liked, I think is also a victim of the political climate that we are going into in early 2025. So I think both of these movies are done. I think the Blade movie is done. The only thing about Brave New World, they've already sunk almost $400 million into it. So they're going to have to do something with it. Maybe they'll change their mind and release it on Disney+. But I really think that both of these movies are now a victim of the political climate and bad timing. Well, bad timing that has been exasperated by the MCU's failed production process that has been well documented. I don't know if Marvel is going to stick with this plan and release Brave New World in February, but if they do, I don't have much hope for this movie. It will be interesting to see the type of reception that it receives. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the matter. Once again, let me know what you think. And as always, like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in the next video.